About 60 watts or so. I'll copy my end, over.
Yeah, you're Lima Charlie also. Did you say you're at Marshall and 6 on a Fanger Banger and 60 watts?
Yeah, you got most of that. Not running 60 watts on the Fang Bang.
Banger.
This is the 8 to 2980. Doing about 60 watts, the Volvo, the quarter wave.
You're not bad. It's a little bit of picket fencing, but I can copy most all of that. No problem at all. Are you on an errand during work, or are you off today?
I'm just running a quick errand on my lunch break right now. I'll be heading back to the office after I run this quick errand. So I'm heading away from you, and then I'll be heading back towards you in just a little bit.
Okay, that was pretty much a solid copy the whole time. Whatever you're using is doing a good job.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, like I said, the quarter wave. No antenna monkey business right now. The standard quarter wave. Yeah, good stuff. How's the radio today?
To be honest, I just turned it on. Took a little nap there for a while. Been pretty busy this morning. Actually, it was very busy about 6 o'clock-ish, just after 6, upwards of 8 o'clock maybe. Usually during the week, it's between 6 and 8, sometimes extended up to 10 o'clock, depending on what you're listening to.
Yeah, roger that. Copy. Yeah, it seems like kind of during the middle of the day, it quiets down. Sometimes there's some activity, depending on what's going on. start using each other and like get more between them. So if you want USY 135 or stay on here if you can copy me, okay?
Actually, I want to hear you change radios and go over to the mobile rig.
Yes, sorry, you said change. You want to stay on this frequency?
Yeah, change to the mobile radio, stay on Simplex.
US, okay, I'll stay on this one. 0,
and alright, standing by for KS4 ZTO. This is K4ARX.
On frequency, your signal drops down a little bit on last transmission, changed radios. Your position heading north. I'm now heading west. Again, I'm now heading west on
Yeah, you're a little more choppy. You must be on a quarter wave antenna with that, what is that, Yaesu?
Yeah, that's a good copy on the Yaesu, and yeah, that's right, quarter wave, on the quarter wave right now. You're getting a little choppy as well, but that's to be expected. Yeah, if you want to, you can switch up to the 135, or
Okay, fine business. We're going to switch over to the mystery machine. K4ARX clear.
After that, K4 ZTO, zero flight mystery machine.
It's that
K4
simple.
ZTO, 147135, mystery machine.
K4ZTO, I'm right with you. K4ARX. That's 100% clear.
Oh yeah, that's Lima Charlie, good stuff. What was the second radio that you had switched to when we were on Simplex?
That's the key. I did not change radios. I was on the Motorola Astra Spectra the whole time.
Yeah, roger that. Good copy. Yeah, I think that's just location over anything else, you know. And like you said, running the quarter wave, a lot more of those, dips, the QSB fading with the, urban environment on the VHF, but that's to be expected, especially with the quarter wave. But yeah, doing great on 135, which makes sense. I'm not sure if you're still on the spectrum. I'm guessing you are. Your audio is excellent.
Yeah, I didn't have any intention of changing radios, and the Kenwood TR9000 does not do CTCSS, if you remember. It'll shift, it just doesn't have the tones in it.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. That's one of those radios where you have to get a tone board, or you can only put a tone board, but you can put one tone in it. Is that how it's configured?
I'm not sure if you can't change tones. There's an age-old device that you could plug in from the outside, an external CTCSS box, and you could select by switch, a rotator switch, a CTCS tone. But those are kind of rare and hard to find. That's why I just keep this one in line, and the all-mode radio for sideband and FM Simplex.
For ZTO, roger that. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, you've got, that TR9000 kind of more in its element for Simplex work and for SSB. So that makes sense to me. Yeah, I've seen those CTCSS generators where it's got the knob and either, like a high and a low selector, and you've got a position, each position is for two different tones. And then you just switch between A and B, or high and low, however it's done, or you just set the tone based on the knob. Just pick the tone that you want to use, and it puts it, I guess, generates it in line with your audio, so you can transmit it. Yeah, I've seen those similar devices for that radio and other radios to do the same thing.
It'd be something to have in the future, one of these days. Sometimes an extra radio will show up that has all that. One's supposed to be in line. In fact, one was supposed to show up, and it showed up at the donor shack DOA, so it did not make it to the studio here. But that's okay. It's still kind of in the works. Got plenty here to play with, Just about every radio has its own power supply and its own dedicated antenna.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I'm not, sure what more you could ask for. That's a pretty good deal. But hey, I'm at my destination here. I'm going to run in and grab what I need to grab, and I'll jump back on the radio in, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes or so.
All right, that should be just enough time for me to refill my coffee cup. I'll stand by here. I'm going to go QRT for a few minutes. K4ARX.
Okay, roger that. Sounds good. I'm jumping off as well. I'll jump back on here in just a little bit. KF4ZTO out.
K4ARX.
KF4ZTO mobile back on the 135 Mystery Machine.
Yeah, I'm still here. K4ARX.
Good stuff. You get your coffee refilled?
Yes, I did. Did you pick up your package?
That's a roger. Yeah, I just saw a Ford Explorer with state government tags, and they've got one of the VHF quarter wave antennas that I've got. I think it's one of Larson. One's a super heavy duty one with the big spring at the bottom.
That's because you're special.
Oh, special, you say? Well, that must be a good thing.
Yes, now you're a special agent.
Oh, I feel the need to put some kind of emergency lights on my vehicle.
No. I tell you what, I was watching a bunch of YouTubers over the past week here. They had some kind of poverty tour was one. I forget the name of the other one. It was in the news because Tulsa, Oklahoma's screwed up. Big to do. But anyways, poverty tour. Not only they had a communications type team, some of it was public address. A lot of it was CB radio, and they were passing out new radios if someone didn't have it, and somebody else was passing out antennas if they didn't have it. Thought it was neat, and they were very well coordinated via CB radio. Some of those guys are GMRS too, but neat stuff to watch. Each channel, they had their own radios and their own setups, and they really touched on the subject. I think I timed out the radio.
You're going to have to, the first part of that, I didn't get the first part of that. Handing out radios to folks, handing out 11 meter CB equipment, and you said GMRS equipment to people?
Well, some of them decided to be GMRS licensed when they were chasing tornadoes a while back. Part of the shtick for the video, but they were passing out Cobra 29s and various kinds of 11 meter antennas, just so they could talk to each other during their poverty tour. Poverty.
Okay, roger that. Yeah, that makes more sense. During their poverty tour. Yeah, that makes, that's kind of the classic, at least for, just a street legal AM only radio. I feel like the Cobra 29 is kind of classic trucker radio. For an AM only radio, I guess something with sideband capability. I was going to go that road, but for classic trucker radio, a good antenna, especially on that band. But with good antenna, that's all you need.
Yeah, it was. It didn't matter what they came up with. They'd pull something out of a barn or garage, make it run, shine it up a bit, make it roadworthy. The whole thing was to, get together at a certain point, run the original Route 66 to various locations throughout the states, and end up somewhere else. That was the tour. And it was pretty much a mobile car show, if you will. But so whatever you had, it didn't matter what you had. They had everything from military trucks to cars, trucks, vans, wagons, whatever they could just pull out of the yard there and make it work. And then Cobra 29 Classic Limited, and they were actually figuring out antenna placement. They did some very good workarounds for some of their cars and trucks.
Yeah, good copy. That's actually kind of cool because that's a part of, I think, CB install and equipment install in general, not just CB equipment, but especially with the CB gear. I remember helping some folks set up. I think they had a Uniden competitor to the 29, offering FM on both of those radios, the whatever it is, 78 or 76, and then the 29, top of the line radio. And it's got the high cut, the audio filters, all that stuff on there, which is really nice. And one of the antennas, I'm going to get them.
The time is 1 p.m. Temperature 76 degrees. Fahrenheit.
That was kind of cool. KF4ZTO on 147135. Paul saying he was going to be experimenting with some of the automated stuff. That's kind of neat to see him, or to hear it on the air. But yeah, no, anyway, I was hoping these folks install it in a Ford Focus, and antenna placement on a smaller vehicle like that makes...
Oh yeah, I think they had it down pat. It didn't take much to figure it out. I think most of it was mounting issues, and then secondary to where they wanted to put their antennas, but as close as they all were together, it didn't really matter. And Mary there, she has a tendency to talk over an operator, completely blanks them out, overrides the signal through the repeater. See, once you hear her, you got to let her finish before you can talk.
Oh, she's got a name now.
I think that's the voice that they used.
Cool, all right, well, Mary, on the frequency, I like it, time, temperature, in Fahrenheit. Good stuff. Yeah, I remember talking to Paul about maybe implementing some kind of patch, maybe, or, to transmit the weather information when there's an alert. Maybe down the line, something to patch that DMR talk group to this repeater, but I'm not sure if that's something that he actually is going to do, or we're just talking about it.
I'll tell you what, it works very well. I don't have anything to complain about, really. Go back to one of my recent videos. It's about 2 hours long, so I suggest you watch it about 1.5 times the speed, about storm spotting just the other day. But she had a lot to say, and it really enhanced the listening capabilities.
Pretty cool. That's really cool, actually. All right, well, hey, I'm back at the office. Got to run back in. Get back to work, so I will talk to you later.
Okay, catch you later. You stay cool over there. And, we'll catch you probably after you get off, I guess. Or if not, well, tomorrow when you guys go to lunch. 73, KF4ZTO, K4ARX.
Roger, sounds like a plan. And yeah, we'll get you soon. KF4ZTO out. 73 guys, K4VDZ.
Lurking in the background, aren't we? From where I come, we call those monitor lizards.
Driving, and right now I got some traffic, so I'm just kind of sitting here monitoring. So I'll be in and out most of the day. But all right, I'll talk to you. Have a great go while. Talk to you soon. KC4VDZ.
All right, we'll catch you later. 73, KC4VDZ, K4ARX.